Hi everyone. We are live now, so I'll be waiting a couple minutes or a couple seconds really for people to hop on here live. I am thrilled to be bringing to you this topic today on Serene Sundays. And what we're going to be covering is the science of serenity. So once again, welcome to this Serene Sundays. I am happy to be with you. Chris, thank you for sharing my video already. I appreciate that. So I'm thrilled about this topic because I went to school for science, basically. I have my bachelor's of science in pharmaceutical and healthcare studies. So this topic of the science of serenity really, it speaks to me because I love science. I love talking about it. I love learning about it. And especially I love sharing about it because it has the power to change our lives. And I know we know that, science has brought so many different benefits to our lives in terms of medical technology as well as technology in general, like how we're interacting today. This is science. But so we're going to go to the science internally, what's going on inside our bodies. So for those of you who are maybe new to this Serene Sundays is where I go live here with you to show you how to generate and create peace, ease, and tranquility in your life by helping you master your emotions. And today, I believe, would be probably, in my mind, might be one of the best classes that I have prepared for you because it goes specifically into what is going on internally with your nervous system and what you could do to directly affect these parts of your nervous system in order to bring yourself into peace and ease, bring yourself back to your center. And in my past videos, there are things that I've shared that do affect these nervous systems that I'll be talking about. However, I haven't really gone in depth about what these things are and how it actually affects your body so that you do feel more peaceful when you take these actions. And so, again, today we'll be diving into the biology part of this Serene Sundays, and the part of biology that we'll be talking about is our physiology. And I have right here, physiology is the branch of biology that deals with the normal functions of living organisms. And of course, we're a living organism, so we have functions that are going on normally. And so the fundamental principles that I'll be sharing with you are of the autonomic nervous system. So the part of the nervous system that is happening automatically, like every single day, every part of our day. And so this part of our body controls our bodily functions and what goes on internally, and it is not consciously directed. However, we have the power to influence these parts of our body so that then we can bring ourselves back to ease, back to our center. And so I'll be sharing with you, I mentioned that there's 3 most effective tools that you can use to affect these nervous systems so that you can bring yourself back to your center. But first, I just wanted to ask a question. Who here is interested in science? Who has an interest in just the science of our body, maybe even just the science of mind, or the science of just the universe? For me, it's a big topic that I absolutely love, and I'm wondering if there's anyone on here that actually just loves talking about it, learning about it, anything in terms of science. There you go, Chris loves to talk about it, learn about it. It's a big topic for me. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I have my degree in a science field, and so I'm really thrilled to be talking with you about this topic today. And I'll be keeping it short and sweet because I want it to be actionable. I want it to be easy for you to understand, and I want you to take action on it today. Because, again, inspiration without action is merely entertainment. And so you may have the inspiration to change your life in terms of just even being more peaceful in your life. But if you don't take any action to do it, then it's just going to sit in your mind as a great idea. But we don't want it to be just a great idea. We want it to be, something that actually works in your life. And so the 2 parts of your autonomic nervous system that we'll be talking about is your parasympathetic nervous system and your sympathetic nervous system. And so they both interplay together. And I'll talk about the sympathetic nervous system. Most of us know this as the fight or flight response, and that is activated by our this part of our nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system. And so let's say that we just get a shot of fear, like we're scared of. Honestly, it could begin in our thoughts that we get worried about something that may happen in our lives just down the road, and then you may start feeling some fear because if you remember last week, I showed you the diagram where thoughts then turn into your emotions, then turn into your actions, and they're reversible. So if you think a scary thought, then you might have a scary emotion. Then you may take an action that is to prevent that that scary moment from happening in your life. And oftentimes it actually doesn't even happen. We project this out in our own mind. We project this out in our own reality based off of what we've been thinking and what we've been feeling. And so we think that it's real, but when it's actually really not. Excuse me. So the sympathetic nervous system, when we have these thoughts or when we have these jolts of like, oh gosh, I'm scared, or if you're feeling anxious, then internally the sympathetic nervous system fires adrenaline throughout your entire body. Again, it's the fight or flight. So our mind cannot tell the difference between just something that we've thought of that may be fearful or if it's actually in our reality. Like say like there's like a tiger actually going to attack you. Then of course your adrenaline is going to start pumping just so that it can bring more blood, more oxygen to your muscles, to your brain, so that you can start either fighting or running. But most often in our modern day society, we don't have a tiger that's going to attack us. Most often the fears, the doubts, the worries come through our own mind, and it's actually not about something that is a direct threat to our well-being as a person, and physically mainly. So, but what can you do then? Okay, you have this fear. The sympathetic nervous system starts to ramp up, and you start to have this adrenaline a little bit. You get a little anxious. So, what do you do? So, at that point, that's when you're out of ease. And there's a specific way. There's 3 specific tools which I'll share with you that you could use to just dial down your sympathetic nervous system and dial up your parasympathetic nervous system. And so to introduce then the opposite, so parasympathetic nervous system, it is literally just the opposite. Like the definition of it, I actually just looked it up on Google. It says parasympathetic nervous system is the part of the autonomic nervous system that counterbalances the action of the sympathetic nerves. So the sympathetic nervous system. So it's literally just the opposite. So the parasympathetic nervous system, it is connected with our entire digestive system. And this is important. I promise you this is important. This will lead into the 3 actions you could take to bring yourself back to ease. And so since our parasympathetic nervous system is connected with our digestive system, this is why. I mean, our bodies are perfect, or not perfect, but they're amazing tools, amazing things that we get to live in, like we have. And so the reason why the parasympathetic nervous system is connected to our digestive system is because if you're going to get attacked by a tiger, you're not going to want to worry about if you're hungry. That part of your body is going to shut off. And so, sorry about that. So that part of your body is going to shut off. But then equally, the opposite, if you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, if you activate any part of your digestive system, then your sympathetic nervous system starts to dial down because you can't have one and the other. You can't be, again, being chased by a tiger and then worry about a sandwich. You're worrying about your life, and so you're going to run or fight. And so the 3 tools I'll share with you right now is a direct way to start activating your parasympathetic nervous system. And so we have power to influence it, but we do not have the power to control it. So that's why you have, an activation of your sympathetic nervous system without your control. Like you may, feel, kind of anxious or fearful, and all those feelings that come with the activation of adrenaline and, the sympathetic nervous system. And so the 3 tools you can use are the first one, and this is my favorite because it's most simple. You don't have to have anything else around you. You just need yourself. And so the first tool is just taking 3 deep breaths. And I mean 3, not 1, 3. And so it'll probably take about like 15 seconds to take 3 really deep breaths. And what that does, it signals to your body that you are safe. Because along with the sympathetic nervous system pumping up with adrenaline into your body, it activates your muscles, more blood and oxygen to your brain, and it also starts to make your heart beat faster and you breathe a little quicker because, again, you got to get more oxygen to the body. When you take a deep breath, though, that starts to activate the parasympathetic nervous system and you start to calm down automatically. And we know this. And honestly, I think most of these things that I'm going to share with you, you know. But the question you have to ask yourself is, how often do you actually use these tools in your life when you are not at ease, to bring yourself back to ease? And so that's why I want you to think about it as we're going through these tools. So the first one, 3 deep breaths. And so let's check this out. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale through your nose. Then exhale out your mouth. How do you feel? A little bit better? I mean, I would hope so, because it's directly affecting your parasympathetic nervous system and bringing you ease already. I mean, I feel already a little bit more peaceful. So, all right, the second tool, and this one's kind of fun, and it can be taken to the extreme. So the second one is chewing gum or eating a snack, a healthy snack. And the reason being, I mentioned before that the parasympathetic nervous system, it connects with the digestive system. So if you chew gum, your saliva glands are going to start to produce saliva, and then you're also going to activate your stomach because it thinks that it's getting food by your chewing action. And so it automatically starts to activate this parasympathetic nervous system. And so it's great because without us even thinking about it, like if you just start chewing gum, you'll be a lot more peaceful. You'll calm down. And that's one of the greatest tools, because at that point, then it doesn't have to be, something that you think about, like taking a deep breath. Taking a deep breath, you have to be conscious, like, oh gosh, I'm a little at dis-ease, I'm not at ease, and I would like to bring myself back to center. Then you take a deep breath. But with gum, you could just be chewing gum for, I only like to chew gum for like 15 minutes at most, but some people like to chew gum for hours. So like you literally could just have it in like chewing completely. Does it matter the flavor? No, it doesn't. I guess it does, because you want something that's actually tastes good, because if it doesn't taste good, you're not going to keep it in your mouth for a while. So yeah, choose gum that tastes good. And when I said a snack, I mean healthy snack, because you can take this to an extreme. You can, overeat. And, some people do that they feel stressed and they go to eat, which is a natural response. But sometimes it just takes it up to too high of a level, because at first, the first couple bites of something will bring you, relaxed, but then you keep going. You keep going. So we don't want that. And I have a joke for this part of the section. So, and I have one more tool to share with you. So stay tuned. So this joke. So I found this on the internet. It's called Calmness in Our Lives. And I'll read it to you specifically so that you can get the full effect of this. So I'm passing this on to you because it definitely works. And we can all use a little more calmness in our lives. By following simple advice heard on the Dr. Phil show, you too can find inner peace. Dr. Phil proclaimed, "The way to achieve inner peace is to finish all the things you've started and have never finished." So I looked around my house to see all the things I had started and had not finished. And before leaving this house this morning, I finished a bottle of White Zinfandel, a bottle of Bailey's Irish Cream, a package of Oreos, the remainder of my Prozac prescription, and the rest of this cheesecake, some Doritos, and a box of chocolates. You have no idea how freaking good I feel right now. Pass this on to whom you might think need inner peace. And so I'll say right out from the bat, I love that joke because it's funny, but don't do that, clearly. Because again, the overstimulation of your digestive system it then actually causes a sense of dis-ease, like you may get a stomach ache from eating too much. And so the first action item, take 3 deep breaths. 2, you could chew gum or eat a light, healthy snack. And then 3, go for a walk. Move your body. because in mindful ways, let me say that, because again, with our nervous systems, our sympathetic nervous system is activated by adrenaline. I mean, it's activated by a fight or flight response, and it increases our adrenaline. So we're going to move fast, whether we're going to fight or we're going to run. But if you move mindfully, if you just go for a leisurely walk, then you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, because again, you're signaling to your body that I am peaceful, I am at ease, I don't have anything that is threatening my life. And so that's probably one of my favorite tools, because not only do you get to exercise your body, you also get to go out to nature, smell the fresh air. There's a lot of things that come into that. Get some vitamin D from the sun. Even if it is cloudy out, still those rays come in and give your body the vitamin D that you absolutely need. And so I love those. I love these 3 tools because they directly affect the parasympathetic nervous system, and it automatically brings you back to ease. And so all these tools, just I have a note just so I didn't forget, all of these tools will slow down your heartbeat and bring more oxygen to your brain, to your body. And with the first one, of course, that makes sense. Taking a deep breath, it's going to bring more oxygen to your body. But it's also with the second tool and the third tool. And so all of these are going to create more peace in your life. And so I want you to use these tools. I don't, again, I said this last week, I don't come on here just to give this information just because it's fun. As much as it is fun, it's also, I want it to help you change your life in terms of just experiencing even just another minute of peace in your life with these tools. And so I really hope that you are going to be using these. And I'd love to know if you are going to, because we're here on Facebook Live. I see there's 6 people still watching, and there will be people watching, later on once I post this. But tell me in the comments, which tool speaks to you the most? 1, 2, or 3? And you're welcome, Julie. It's a joy to be on here and share this with you. So what tool do you think that is most useful for you? The breathing, the deep breathing, the chewing gum, or taking a light healthy snack? Or 3, going to take a walk and moving your body mindfully? Which one of those 3 do you think is something that you're going to use the most and is going to affect you the most in terms of bringing yourself back to your center and creating more ease in your life? And so Chris Carton says, for sure, we'll use. Definitely awesome. I'm glad you're going to. And breathing. Yes, it's probably the simplest one. Again, it's not the easiest to remember, though, because that's something that happens for us automatically. Like, I've been talking this entire time, and I haven't focused on breathing except for that one time that we took a deep breath together. So Julie says, I love walks in nature. Me too. It's such a great relaxer, such a great activator of our parasympathetic nervous system. And Chris says, oh, actually the walks. But it's getting cold out. Yes, that is true. I guess we'll just have to move to Florida. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys for coming online here, sharing in this community of creating peace together. And then we're co-creating it because, again, without your input, without your ideas coming into that play into this Serene Sundays, then I would just be talking and to myself basically. So I appreciate you for being here. And chewing gum, Dad. My dad's watching too, and Chris just answered for him. But yeah, so thank you so much again for coming here on the line. Again, I'd love to hear in the comments which one you're going to use, which speaks to you the most, the action that you're going to take. And Shalyn, you say, definitely taking deep breaths, but also walks if time is available. Yes, absolutely. Those 2 are my favorite as well. The food, I mean, I don't really like to chew gum too much, but the eating definitely helps at certain points. But deep breaths and taking walks is something very simple you can use. So I appreciate you again. I'm glad that you've joined me live here on Facebook Live for this 5th Serene Sundays. And I will see you next week on Serene Sundays. It's going to be 12 p.m. noon next Sunday as well. However, you can always check my schedule on my website, kevincarton.com, to see where I'm going to be hosting these things, because that might be changing in the future. It may take it off from Facebook Live and go onto like a webinar platform. But I'll keep you guys updated. I'll let you guys know. But my schedule for Serene Sundays is always there. So you can go to kevincarton.com and you can click the tab that says schedule, and you'll find where and when this will be held. So again, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you watching here. And I hope that you've found some peace, more peace in, or created more peace in your life already for being on here. So thank you again. And I hope you have a phenomenal Sunday. Peace.